It's trade deadline. We should know something by 2:00 today. That's the deadline.
I want to know everything.
Yeah, as is typical as for Spurs fans, you hope for something, and as expected, I don't think much will happen. I will be, I'll be happy to see some kind of movement, and I do know for a fact that Chetty Osman and Doug McDermott are prized quantities for teams that are looking for playoffs shooting, but no imminent rumors have floated for the last couple of weeks, and that could be a good thing, knowing how the Spurs like to operate behind the scenes. Last night I saw Windhorse bring up Utah and Golden State might be working for the Kelly Olynyk deal. Andrew Wiggins and Klay Thompson are certainly on the mark there.
Do you buy that? There's no way that Klay gets moved.
Oh, I buy that. Klay's a shadow of himself. This team is in.
You can't do that to him, though.
I think he would be happy to go, and I'm not sure how much those guys like him. He's just not what he was.
Well, duh. But I mean,
the 76ers are expected to make a move or two. I don't know how that would play into the Spurs' opportunity with Joel Embiid down. The Pistons have Alec Burke and Bojan Bogdanovic on the shelf. I'm not sure if there's anything there. Miles Bridges, great baller. There's lots of off the field issues with him. Seems to be on the market with Charlotte. None of those seem to fit. I'm trying to find something positive to talk about on a day when the Rodeo Road Trip started out with a game where they actually played for 3 quarters. I think Edwin said it best. He said they had their third quarter in the fourth quarter and watched Jimmy Butler and crew separate in the fourth and just kind of take it away. Wemby didn't have a point a minute, but he got another double-double, which he's far and away.
We keep the assist streak alive? They're 20?
Let's see if we did. Let me pull up the box score. I believe we did.
The tension. There has to be at least 20 assists. That's when the world truly falls apart, when the Spurs fall below 20 assists in a game.
We can continue the celebration. We had 30 assists.
Thank goodness.
And yet another meaningless assist night as
dude, they're so bad. And you know what's been interesting is people are walking by our table here, and we're kind of loud, and so they're kind of like, "Really? Y'all are this down?" Yes. I mean, like, I think the 30,000-foot perspective from people around,
like, what are you upset about?
Yeah, like nationally or within the state is like, you're the Spurs, everything's fine. No, what are you like? I don't think anyone is paying proper attention.
Or are we paying too much and expecting too much? Is really because I have found the sense around the country that they don't view the Spurs as underperforming.
Wow.
I think they view the Spurs as a little archaic, and I think they view the Spurs as interesting, but they don't look at them as an abject failure like we do, for whatever reason. And some of that, it's quite sad because the expectations were so low, because I do think on a national scale, when you take away the prism of your silver and black, they look at this team and go, yeah, what are you talking about? You don't have any talent. You guys think you're talented? You think that Devin Vassell is going to be the second to Wemby? You think
we don't think that? I mean,
the perception is Wemby's the only guy you got. I mean, what you got 10 wins. We're surprised you got that. That's really the feeling I get, and that's the sense was, as we were told from a guy who's won more games than anybody else, that this was a team that was capable and expected to contend for a playoff seed. Now, granted, a play-in position or an 8 seed, but contend at least up into April. They outside of San Antonio didn't get the message or didn't care, didn't care. All they see is Wemby. And Wemby should be enough, that's enough for them, but they don't have to watch us every night. We have to watch this. And we've had to watch a inconsistent lineup. We've had to watch selfish and lazy play. We've had to watch so much that inside the bubble, we're far more down the tracks than most of the country. And I don't like the fact that we are considered that. Like, oh, what are you upset about? That's the look. And you're going to have Rookie of the Year. Chet's only got like 12 double-doubles. He's going to get it. So everybody calm down. He's going to All-Star Weekend.
I was thinking about this because we had Andrew Perloff on yesterday, and he talked about how he had a bet for that if Wemby does win Rookie of the Year, because he said he wasn't a believer, he thought he was going to be a bust and all this stuff. That he's got to drive down to San Antonio from New York for what it's worth. He didn't say that, just so everyone's clear. What's your are you down to maybe like 90% confidence that Wemby takes some Rookie of the Year? Are you still like,
oh, he's going to get it.
Okay,
so he was the first draft in that NBA's and that premier. What is it called? The Rising Stars or whatever it is. Right. He was the Pau Gasol's first draft. They released the draft order. He's running away with the statistical categories. The only thing he doesn't have is the W. But I think that little argument has been put to bed over the last 2 weeks. As somebody, those that like
Perloff.
It wasn't just Perloff. There's been others that have been throwing out Chet Holmgren just to be the naysayer. But I think even Perloff was the perfect example. Like, yeah, I went all in on Chet. That's not even close. I mean, that's I think how most people are looking at it. So there is that. But if he is that, and Wemby is living up to everything we thought he was going to be, shouldn't that be enough to be maybe 15 wins? I mean, we're worse than we were last year, and we got a guy better than anybody we've ever had. I don't get.
It's a weird, set of polar opposite factors and variables. I do want to offer a sacrifice from the brigade. Brian says trade Devin and Keldon, but then Rudy Gonzalez says I'm keeping Wendy, Jeremy, Jones, and I'd like to keep Osman. So no,
that is
no advocation
Rudolph.
for Devin.
Rudolph, man, no. So no, you're not. You don't want all of them.
We don't even have to say Wemby's off the table. Like that's obviously. Yes. But so there's nobody. Like take whoever you want. Like I mean, I'm not attached to anybody at this point.
Let me tell you, we have the myopia in Spurs. The Spurs Twitterverse is outlandish right now. We have to be realists here. There is no there on that roster.
I think we have to stop letting go of the idea that this is the next diamond in the rough. This is the next, Manu. This is the next whatever. It's just not happening, man. It's just not.
Now, Wemby will be paired in the Rising Stars with on Team Powell. He'll be playing with Brandon Miller, Brandon Podziemski, Jaime Jaquez. We saw him last night. Jabari Smith, Cason Wallace. You know who Cason Wallace is?
Tell us.
His brother was a longtime star at UTSA, Keaton Wallace. Who's now a part of the FIBA 3-on-3 Team USA roster. And Bilal Koulibaly, a former teammate of Wemby in France. Team Tamika will have Paolo Blanchero, Jaden Ivey, Jalen Duran, Keegan Murray, Scott Henderson, Keontae George, he formerly of Baylor and the Dallas region, and Dyson Daniels. Team Jalen will have Chet, Jalen Williams, Benedict Mathurin, Shaden Sharp, Derek Lively II, Jordan Hawkins, and Walker Kessler, he formerly of Auburn. Team Detlef, Shrimp, Izan Alamsa, Matas Boutzelis, Ron Holland, he of Plano, Mac McClung, he was the dunk champion. Gets to come back. He's playing for the Osceola Magic. And Tyler Smith of G League and Oscar Chibwe and Alondis Williams. Oscar Chibwe made notoriety. Remember when he got the game ball for scoring his first NBA bucket while the Freak went out and got a triple-double, and they were a little upset that he didn't get to keep the ball. That's your Rising Stars challenge, and that will be our lone representative from the San Antonio Spurs roster. Ooh. So settle down, be happy. The trade deadline today is at 2:00. We know the likely candidates. No rumors as we sit now as things are moving along, but you get the sense if there's an opportunity, they'll be there. What do you...
I mean, I think my probability meter on anything happening is below 50%, right? Like I'd say I'm maybe 30% confident that the Spurs are involved in a move. Like define, it could be anything you want. And then living within that 30%, there's no way the Spurs are trading for anyone. I think that they're moving away from someone if they make a move of any kind. And I think Cedi Osman is the most likely candidate in that sense. I don't think they're moving. As much as we're saying, these guys are available, nobody's trading for Jeremy or Devin or Trey Jones right now. That's just not kind of the way this would unfold in this specific moment.
Well, a blockbuster, I don't think is imminent. I think we can feel comfortable. Usher's doing halftime for the Super Bowl. For the NBA All-Star game, we'll have Jennifer Hudson.
What's your favorite Jennifer Hudson song?
I don't know. I've seen her do Broadway stuff, but I don't know.
She's got some pipes.
Yeah, I watched her win the music show. What was the?
I don't think I really
Yeah,
don't
she
know.
won something. She was like the Simon Cowell one.
America's Got. Yeah, that was another one. It might not be that.
There's a stand-up of Usher over there, a cardboard
I know.
fathead. I feel the need to take a picture with him at some point coming up. The Spurs get busy again tonight. They get Orlando. They laid an egg last time we played against Orlando. Orlando's a big basketball team, a tall basketball team, and Paolo Blanchero showed off last time. I think the Spurs played in a situation against Miami. They did exactly what I thought they would do. They were crisp for 3 quarters. It wasn't lack of effort there for a while, but again, the inability to hold things together is just another symptom of what's going to be an ongoing disease all season long. We have a huge hour. If you missed any of our Silver and Black, you know where you can get it. sasportstar.com. Make sure you are subscribed to our Silver and Black so you get all the updates as are completely appropriate.